Hello, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing some of the important questions from the chapter Pair of Linear Equations in Two Variables. This is a chapter for CBSE class 10 students, and the questions here are taken from the CBSE sample paper issued for the year 2019-2020. So let's begin. Let us see this question. For what value of k will the following equations have infinite solutions? The equations are given as kx plus 3y is equal to k minus 3 and 12x plus ky is equal to k. So we know that the condition to have infinite number of solutions is the ratio of coefficients should satisfy the condition a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, and that should be equal to c1 by c2. Here a1 is k, a2 is 12, b1 is 3 and b2 is k, c1 is k minus 3 and c2 is k. Actually it is c1 is minus k minus 3 and c2 is minus k. So let us see, in order to have infinite solutions, the coefficients will satisfy the condition given like this. Hence let's substitute k by 12 is equal to 3 by k, and that is equal to minus of k minus 3 by minus of k. So since the coefficients is satisfying this condition, we can equate each pair and find the value of k by 12. So let us take the first two set. K square is equal to 3 into 12, that is 36. For k should be equal to plus or minus 6. So now let us equate the next pair. 3 by k is equal to k minus 3 by k. So by solving this set, we obtained k as plus or minus 6. So in order to verify which is the original value, we are taking the next set. 3 by k is equal to k minus 3 by k, that is 3k is equal to k square minus 3k. So we have 6k is equal to k square, k cancels out from both sides, so we have k is equal to 6. So positive value of 6. So k is equal to plus 6 in order to have infinite number of solutions for the given set of equations. So hence solved. See this question. Without drawing graphs, state whether the following pair of equations represent intersecting lines, coincident lines or parallel lines. The given equations are 6x minus 3y plus 10 is equal to 0, 2x minus y plus 9 is equal to 0. Justify your answer. So let's begin. First, let us find the ratio of the coefficients in both the equations. So let us see. Let this be equation 1 and this be equation 2. So let us take the ratio of the coefficients. First, let us find the ratio of a1 and a2. a1 is 6 in the given set and a2 is 2. So we can write 6 by 2, and that is equal to 3. So the ratio of a1 by a2 is 3. Now let us find b1 by b2. That is the ratio of the coefficients of y. Minus 3 by minus 1. Again that is equal to 3. Now let us find c1 by c2. That is 10 by 9. So these are the three ratios we obtained from these two equations. So we find that a1 by a2 and b1 by b2 are the same, but that is not equal to c1 by c2. So we know that when this is the case of coefficient ratios, the equations will represent two parallel lines. So hence we can write a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2 means these two equations represent a set of parallel lines. Next question, draw the graph of the following pair of linear equations given as x plus 3y is equal to 6, 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. Hence find the area of the region bounded by x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 and 2x minus y is equal to 12. So we have to represent these two equations graphically and also find the area bounded by the second equation, the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so let us begin. First, in order to find the graphical representation of these equations, we need at least 2 points to plot on the graph. So from each equation we will find out 2 points that satisfy this equation. So let us take the first equation first. First equation is x plus 3y is equal to 6. So from this equation we have to obtain at least 2 points to plot graphically. So first let us substitute x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, we have 3y is equal to 6, therefore y is equal to 2. So we obtain the first point, that is 2, 0, 2. This is one point on the graph that satisfies this equation. Now let us find another point by substituting y is equal to 0 in the equation. So we have x plus x is equal to 6. So 6, 0. This is another point. So we have obtained 2 points for the given equation. Let us represent that in a tabular form. X is equal to 0, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. So these are the 2 points that satisfy the first equation. Now let us see the second equation. 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. Again let us substitute x is equal to 0 first. Then we have minus 3y is equal to 12. Therefore y is equal to minus 4. So 0 minus 4 is one point that satisfies this. And let us substitute y is equal to 0. So we will obtain 2x is equal to 12, that is x is equal to 6. Okay, so we obtain 2 points. Again let us represent in the tabular form. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 4. When y is equal to 0, x is equal to 6. Now let us plot So let us join these 2 points. So this line represents the first equation given by x plus 3y is equal to 6. Now let us plot the second equation. 0 minus 4, again 6, 0. So let us join these two. Okay, so we have drawn both the equations as lines. Okay, so we have obtained these as intersecting lines. Intersecting lines means there is exactly one solution for this set of equations. Now the second part of the question series, after drawing the graph, we have to find the area of the region bounded by x is equal to 0, that is the y axis, and y is equal to 0, that is the x axis, and the equation 2x minus 3y. Therefore we are supposed to find the area of this region, the region bounded by x axis, y axis, and the second equation. So let us see. Half BH is the equation for finding the area of a triangle. Here we have the base is equal to 4 units and the height is equal to 6 units. So half into 4 into 6, that will give you 12 square units area. So hence, question, solve for x and y The given equations are 5 by x plus 1 by y is equal to 2 and 6 by x minus 3 by y is equal to 1, and it is given that x and y are not equal to 0. So for simplicity we will substitute 1 by x as u and 1 by y as v. So we will rewrite the equation as 5u plus v is equal to 2 and 6u minus 3v equal to 1. So these are the two equations. Now it is not specified by which method we should solve this equation. So since it is not specified, we can use any method. Now I am using elimination method. So by substituting the first equation with 3, we get 15u plus 3v equal to 6, and the second equation we'll rewrite as it is 6u minus 3v is equal to 1. Now you can observe that the coefficient of v is plus and minus 3 in both equations. So we'll simply add the two equations to eliminate v. So we have 21u is equal to 7. Therefore u is equal to 1 by 3. So you have u is equal to 1 by 3. So we know that u is equal to 1 by x. Therefore x is equal to 3. So now we'll substitute x is equal to 3 in the first equation. So we have 5 by 3 plus 1 by y is equal to 2. It becomes 1 by y is equal to 2 minus 5 by 3. 6 minus 5 by 3 is equal to 1 by y. Again we have 1 by y is equal to 1 by 3. Therefore y is also equal to 3. Let us see this question solved graphically. 3x plus y minus 12 is equal to 0 and x minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. Then shade the region bounded by these lines and the x-axis. Also find the ratio of the areas of the triangles formed by the given lines with x-axis and y-axis. So first we have to solve the set of equations graphically. So let us proceed. We'll obtain 3 values. We need at least 2 points to plot. So we'll obtain 3 values. So first we see if we substitute 0 for this, we'll get y is equal to 12. So the axis will have to be plotted for a long length. So to avoid that, we'll substitute some other value, and you should always be substituting the factors or multiples of the constant coefficient. That will make the calculation simple. So let us substitute 3 for x first. 3, y is equal to 3, when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. Now let us substitute x is equal to 2. So 6 plus y minus 12 is equal to 0. Therefore y is equal to 6. You should always be substituting the factors or multiples of this constant in the equation, that is c in the equation. Now let us consider the second equation, x minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. So let us 4. So these are the values obtained. So now let us plot. So this is our first equation. So let us plot the first equation. So this is the line that represents the first equation. Now let us plot the line for the second equation. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. And when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 3. This point. Then when x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4. So that equation will be like this. So the first equation, the line that represents the first equation is actually cutting the y-axis at some point. So in order to find that, let us substitute x is equal to 0 for the first equation. 3x plus y minus 12 is equal to 0. So when you substitute x is equal to 0, we get y is equal to 2. So it is actually cutting the y-axis at 12. Okay, at some point 12, this line will be cutting the y-axis, and the line that represents the second equation is cutting the x-axis. So what is the value of x for y is equal to 0 in the second equation? X minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. So we get, when y is equal to 0, x will be equal to minus 6. So the second line will be cutting the x-axis at minus 6. Okay, so this is our graphical representation of equations, and the solution will be 3, 3. That is, since these two lines are intersecting at a single point, it will have a unique solution, and that solution is x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 3. So hence solve graphically. Let's find the area of these two triangles. Area of first triangle is given as A1 is equal to, area of a triangle is given as half BH. So let us see what is the length of the base here. The base will be from minus 6 to plus 4, and that will be 10 units, and height is 3. So the area of the triangle will be 15 square units. Area of first triangle is 15 square units. Now let us find the area of the second triangle. A2 is equal to half BH. Area of the second triangle is half into, here the base length will be from 2 to 12. That will be 10 units, and the height will be again 3 units. So that is also 15 square units. Now what is asked? Find the ratio of the areas. So A1 by A2 will be 15 by 15, that is 1:1. So that is the ratio of the area. This question: form a pair of linear equations in two variables using the given information and solve graphically. 5 years ago, Sagar was twice as old as Tinu. 10 years later, Sagar's age will be 10 more than Tinu's age. Find their present ages. Again, what was the age of Sagar when Tinu was born? So let us form the equations. For that, first we'll consider the present value of Sagar as x and the present age of Tinu as y. So according to the question, 5 years ago Sagar was twice as old as Tinu. So 5 years ago the age of Tinu shall be given as y minus 5, and the age of Sagar shall be x minus 5. So x minus 5 is equal to 2 into y minus 5 according to the question. So this forms our first equation. Now let us see the next part. 10 years later, the age of Sagar will be x plus 10, and the age of Tinu will be y plus 10. So what is the relation between the two? 10 years later, Sagar's age will be 10 years more than Tinu's age. So 10 plus y plus 10 is equal to x plus 10. So we have x plus 10 minus 10 minus y minus 10. That is x minus y minus 10 is equal to 0. So this is the second. Usually in the question we always substitute 0 for x and y and will obtain the value, but as you can see here, when you substitute 0, the value obtained will be fractions, and that will be difficult to plot. So we have obtained values for both equations. Now let us plot. When x is equal to 25, y is equal to 15, that will be the same point. So the axis, both the lines are intersecting at the point 25, 15. Therefore, from the graph, we will obtain the solutions of the equations as x is equal to 25 and y is equal to 15. That means the present age of Sagar is 25 and that of Tinu is 15. Now the next part of the question is, What is the age of Sagar when Tinu was born? For that, we'll substitute y is equal to 0 in the second equation and we'll obtain the value of x as 10. That means the age of Sagar was 10 when Tinu was born. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.